Hello everybody, welcome to A Trader's Journey. My name is Leslie Pips. Welcome to my Sunday sessions. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm just gonna take you through my forecast. I'm gonna forecast with you guys. We're gonna pick the pairs, we're gonna target for the week, we're gonna create a plan, and we're gonna adjust to the market, to what the market is doing. Obviously, you want to have a plan, and then when the market reacts differently to what our plan was, we have to adjust. That's what we do as traders, we adjust to the market. So we're gonna create a watch list today and set our plan for the next coming week. And yeah, and I haven't taken a lot of trades this month. As I said on the previous video, it's been a tough month for trading for me personally, for my trading style. So I'm hoping that the second quarter is the quarter that that I get to actually flip this account properly with a lot of opportunities in the market. So I appreciate you for sticking with me throughout this journey. It's been a tough month, but we are heading into the second quarter, and I know there's a lot of opportunities on our way. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna create a watch list for the week. So yeah, let's jump in. So I'm looking at dollar yen, obviously, much cleaner price action, and so yeah, I still have my levels here. This is my daily high, it's my daily low. It's the daily high that caused this move, broke structure here, had a pullback. If I draw my fibs here, you'll see we pull back all the way to 78%, almost 80% of the whole channel, my 4 hour range of the whole range. So we had a big pullback, failed to take out these highs, and then we started selling off, right? It created a value area here. So we have a gap over here between this high and this high, so price failed to fill this high. Obviously, this is our original value area where we started this big move down. It's still a very strong level, and we failed to come into that level. So on the daily, you can see we created a high and started selling off, right? Obviously broke structure over here. This is a break of structure over here. If I can click this, right, this is a break of structure. Had a bit of a pullback into this value area, so I'm looking for price to sell off over here. So I'll show you on the 4 hour what I mean exactly, or with the sell off. So we had a break of structure. Obviously, as I said, market structure, as soon as it's a break of structure, I expect a pullback immediately. Not immediately, but more often than not, we'll have a slight pullback, and we'll have another run. So, but because price lost momentum a bit over here, we had a bit of a deeper pullback into this high. I'll go on the lower time frame now on the 4 hour and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So on the 4 hour, you see there's a value area here. This is what caused this move down, right? So I'm gonna mark this high and show you what I'm talking about. And between this high and this high, there was a gap. So there was these two gaps over here before this pullback started. So we left this gap, price came to fill this gap, right? Touched the value area and started selling off. Obviously, on Friday, we started breaking structure to the low on the 4 hour. See, break of structure, with a bit of momentum coming in at the end of the day. So I'm looking at, we've hit this value area. We've had a bit of a sell-off, right? There's we broke the structure over here. If I can show you, there's a bit of a break of structure over here, started selling off, right? So I'm looking for a bit of a correction, possibly into this high and a sell-off again. Because every time we break structure, like I said, we get a bit of a pullback. So I'm looking at this high over here, price to correct to this high and have a sell-off, right? So I'm gonna be looking at this on a lower time frame. Obviously the 4 hour looks much cleaner, so I'm targeting this basically for the week. Break of structure, bit of a correction, obviously impulse correction, and I will looking for something to sell, targeting this range, something like this. but based on how we open on in a couple of hours. So and I'll just reevaluate how the price is looking when I wake up on trade in London time. So that's what I'm looking at on yen. I don't want to go to the lower time frames because it's a bit messy, but I'll go on 1 hour and show you what I'm talking about. Right, we can see that clearly the break of structure. Just want a bit of a pullback on the 1 hour, and let me just quickly show you what I'm talking about. Where is it? You know, maybe on the 50%, pull back on the 50%, and I'll look for entry model in this area. Obviously, the 1 hour is not as clean as the 4 hour, so I'm going to be looking for corrective structure into this 50% of this run. I can even take it higher just to be safe, have a bit of a bigger stop, but this is what I'm looking at. Be a nice 5.2 entry to start the week. That's what I'm looking at on yen. So I'm gonna mark it. I've already marked it here. I'm gonna look at euro dollar for a bit, and I'm gonna set up another plan for euro dollar. Let me just delete all of this so that we can look at it together. Obviously, everyone knows euro dollar. We had this massive sell-off throughout the month of March. Price paused for 2-3 weeks here. We started pulling back a little bit. We broke this low. Obviously, if you watched my last video, I was looking at this low to be broken for us to have a bit of a deeper pullback, right? I was looking for like a deeper pullback into this area, and then we can start moving up again. But that didn't happen. Obviously, you adjust. Obviously, we had a bit of a break below, but price didn't hold, so it immediately broke back into that zone. So I was kind of hoping for something like this, like a pullback into this 50%, to this last high pre-break, but price didn't do that. So we move forward, obviously. So now we create a new plan. Obviously, this is my value area that created this move, and this is the high that started the pullback, right? Obviously, if you look to the left, there was a high here, was a value area that price reacted from, right? You can call it an inflection area, and then there's the original area is up here, right? On EU. Obviously, this is the last high that created this sell-off, right? Broke all the structures here. So this is an important high for us. It's just an inflection point, obviously caused the reaction of the market. So now we're looking to push higher again. I think the pullback is done on EU. Obviously, you can see this engulfing candle here on Thursday, and then Friday we ended up very bullish. So if I go on the 4 hour, I'll show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. So on the 4 hour chart, obviously you see like a bit of a break of structure over here. I had our pullback. Obviously, this was my zone that I was looking at last week, but you see it broke down a bit and immediately came back into that zone, which is fine. That means we're not gonna have that deeper pullback we're hoping for. So price now, we're looking bullish again on EU, right? Again, we have this move. We didn't come back to the 50%, and now we start switching bullish again, right? So if we look at on this on price, right, we created this consolidation, this channel over here. It's a bit of a very slow pullback, right? It wasn't pulling back aggressively. It was pulling back very conservatively. Obviously, this happened for about a week, right? And price hit, we can call it this low over here, but it's not an important level for me, and we started switching bullish again, right? So this corrective pattern or corrective structure over here told me that there isn't enough sellers in the market to push price a bit lower. So price was very pulling back very slowly, very indecisively. And then we started getting our decision. We broke out of the structure, and we created a bit of a break of structure over here. And then this is our value area, and then this is our inflection point, right? So what am I looking for here? So we created this low, we starting to move up. I'm looking for a bit of a price to correct a bit, like this into this. Hold on, to correct a bit into this and move on like this. Sorry about my drawing, but yeah. So I'm looking for a bit of a corrective structure, and then we can target these areas and eventually target this high over here, 1.12129, right? That's the original high that caused all this sell-off, right? That's where we're looking to target. This is obviously, like I said, this is an inflection point. Just price reacted from it, didn't create a sell-off. We didn't see any big candles. So if I go into 1 hour, I'll show you what I'm talking about. The 1 hour, you see, it's a break of structure. Now we're getting this corrective structure, right? Price is correcting a little bit. I'm looking for a little bit of a deeper correction before we see something like that, right? So my plan with this is I want to see price correct a little bit like this, and then get up to this level. So I'm targeting something like this for the week. But we know eventually the bigger target is up here. But obviously this will be our short-term target for now, and this will be a good trade. But I'm looking for a bit of a deeper pullback, maybe a bigger stop, and look for that if price gives me an entry model over here. So that's what I'm looking at. EU's looking good. GU had a bit of a look at GU. Obviously, going back to EU, I marked it also as well, like just like UJ. I've marked it as a potential to look for in the week because of GU doesn't look as good as EU. Right, I had a good look at GU throughout the week. We never had any pullback at all. It's just stuck in the zone. So I'm staying out of GU for a bit until I get very clear market structure on it. For now, I'm staying out of GU. I'm looking at EU, and then UJ and GJ. These will be dependent on what. Let me just delete all of this so that we can look at it together. This will be dependent on what UJ does, right? I'm not going to go into detail with it because I don't really like to analyze all the yen pairs. I look at what UJ does because all their prices come from what UJ does. So if whatever UJ moves, all these obviously will have a ripple effect on the other yen pairs. So I don't look at them that much. KDN similar. Let me delete all of this. KDN similar view as it. Obviously, if you look at, I'll just go in 4 hour on this one because it's much clearer. It's similar to UJ. Here's my value area. Started the sell off. We closed below it. Let me just show you. This is the low of it. Price is not as clean as UJ. On the daily, obviously my daily highs and the daily lows is here. Price starting to change direction as we tap into this value area. It's actually up here because this is the high that started this big candle, this sell off over here. This is just my inflection point, but it also causes price to react. So what happened is we filled this gap between this high and the low, not all the way, but we filled it close below this level, and we are looking to sell off just like UJ. I'm just going to mark this, whichever one gives me the cleaner price action. I'm going to take that. So this KDN, so I'm going to be looking at KDN and UJ and EU for now. Let's jump into Aussie Chef. Clean up all of this. Aussie Chef on the 4 hour also selling off. I don't love this because of we are at the bottom of the structure, way at the bottom of the structure. Can price move further down? Possibly. But if you look at this range over here, it started over here, had a pullback. This is still the high that has been taken. We had a big sell-off, and then we are ranging for quite some time. You see there's a big range here, so we were ranging for quite some time. This is actually about three quarters of just ranging. So we are at the bottom of the structure. I'm a bit nervous about this. If I were to trade it, I would possibly like a bullish, to see some bullish momentum coming in. But obviously this is the highest price has been selling off for quite some time. At the bottom of the structure here, obviously this is the all-time lows. We are at the bottom, so I would love to see some bullish moves and maybe trade this, because I feel like this is just going to take this low and maybe start pulling back. So I'm not quite confident with this at the moment. I think we missed the run was here. The second run was here. This was the nice run to grab, but I think now we are in this corrective zone. So the next impulse, we'll see what way it goes, but at the moment I'm not looking at this. I'm not gonna put it in my watch list for the week. Let's see how price play out. And pound CAD as well, it looks the same as GU, but it looks better in a sense that the price action looks much more cleaner. Like I did my drawings on Friday. We had this value area that created this move, had this corrective pattern to the low, struck the lows, and then we had a big push. So now we are in this corrective structure. I'm looking for the next impulse. The next impulse, I'm targeting this high over here, right? So this one I can put in my watch list because it's checking some boxes. So you can see a bit of structure break, corrective. I'm looking for the next impulse. So this one I'm going to be looking at close eye on it, because this is the high that I'm targeting. If you go on 1 hour, you can see there's a corrective pattern here. 1, 2, 3. I think we are done with the pullback. I'm looking for something to break out of the structure, and you can see price targeting this area. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this. I'm looking for at least a break and a move like that, right? Break out of this corrective pattern. I'm looking for the next leg of the impulse. So because the next leg shows me that we are in a trend. The first one is to test the waters, but the next leg, that's where that's the stronger one, because we are in a trend when the next impulse starts. So that's what I'm looking at. Pound Chef. So I have 4 pairs that I'm looking at that are looking very good for next week. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on it. The one pair that I want to go through before I end this video, I don't want it to be super long. I'm kind of loving this Aussie CAD, this Kiwi CAD, beg your pardon, but it's also it's in the works. I'm still working on this pair. It's in the works. You can see this is my value area, tapped into it, started to sell off. So what I'm looking at on Kiwi CAD, right? Obviously this is my value area. He didn't hit that, and we started started this big sell off. You can see here this engulfing candle, right? So what I'm looking for price to do, obviously you can see this corrective structure going into this value area, and then as soon as we hit it, we created this big move, right? So if I go on the 4 hour, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I would love for price to sort of correct a little bit up, right? Because this is my 4 hour value area, right? Obviously you can see impulse correction, another impulse. this second leg of impulse is not as clean as the first one, right? This one is not as clean as this one, right? So, but it's still an impulse, right? It broke structure. Now we're stuck in this corrective zone. Let's see if we can break this impulsively, and then maybe I can look at something like this. Just correct into the zone and we target the low, right? At the moment we are still in this corrective pattern, so I'm gonna keep it in my back pocket for now, for next week. Let me see how price plays out. Can we break with an impulse? Can we break this low with an impulse and see, possibly target the lows here? So let's see. I'm gonna keep it in my back pocket for now. Let me just mark where I would love to enter and target the lows, right? Bit of a tighter stop, obviously, bigger risk reward. But yeah, that's my week. That's what I'm looking at for the week. Thank you guys for joining me. I know it's super long, but I love this. I love this. I love doing analyzing the markets. I love it. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love it. I can talk days and days about market structure and the markets and fundamentals. We still have to do a fundamentals video, so look out for that. It's coming soon. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, hit me up on the comments below. Smash up the like button, share it with your friends and family, and help support the channel. I do this because I love it, and hopefully you guys gain some knowledge from it as well. So thank you for joining me, guys, and I appreciate you. Thank you.